Hey everyone, today we're talking about what is probably my all-time favorite survival game, and that is of course DayZ. And in this video we're going to be talking about its future and why I think it has an extremely exciting future ahead of it. Now this video is going to be split into two parts. The first part we're going to talk about DayZ's direct future, so what is actually happening to the game, and then more what is happening to the company that has created DayZ, which is Bohemia Interactive. But with that being said, if you enjoy survival games and the survival gaming genre, then make sure you subscribe to the channel. And of course, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like rating. But if not, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, starting with the direct future of DayZ. First of all, we have to take a look back at 2021. DayZ received 5 updates, some larger than others, but all of them really improved the game and added to an already staple survival game. The biggest being the map additions and improvements, and as well as that, a new dynamic gas event that kept players on their toes and making sure that the players always had a plan B. Besides those massive updates that I talked about, there have also been some constant survival gameplay improvements, including things like weather cycles, temperature changes depending on seasons, as well as the new player body temperature indicators, health and disease tweaks, a whole bunch more. And as well as all of that, a slow and steady trickle of reworked and re-added, as well as new weapons to the game. And although that sounds like a lot, this was also done with a very small team. We're going to be talking about team size in a minute. So yeah, what is the future and what is happening in 2022? Well, they've already confirmed there will be further support for the game, including roughly the same amount of updates as we had in 2021. So yes, that was around 5 updates. Obviously, this will vary in size. And one of the biggest pieces of information we have regarding the future of DayZ is actually to do with one of their DLC map, which is the Livonia map, so a warmer temperatured map than the 𝙬𝙗𝙗𝙧𝙗 map. And this is something the DayZ community has been crying out for, because in its current state, there just isn't a whole lot to do in the south of the map, and you don't really feel encouraged to explore in that direction. The main popularity with this map is when people have added mods to the map and added their own sort of points of interest or exciting locations. So the first update is going to be 1.16, and this is due to land in Q1 of 2022. And Scotty revealed the following to a podcast called the DayZ podcast. It's actually quite an interesting podcast. They always have developers from the game on this podcast, so I definitely recommend checking it out. You'll find a link to that in the description. But yeah, Scotty said the following. What I can say now is the first update 1.16 for 2022 will be more focused on stability, similar again to 2021 when we had a bit of a health check. That gave us a solid foundation to build the likes of the contamination zones, which I've just spoken about, on top of other things for the future. And on that same podcast, Scotty also announced that we will be getting a roadmap for the game in the middle of January. And if that's something you're interested in, then I'll be creating another video going over that roadmap when it does drop. Now, a little bit about the team size behind DayZ. Like I said, they did a lot to the game last year, and that was with a very small team. Towards the end of last year and already this year, there's been hiring and a lot of advertisements for job positions on the game. And this could point to one of two things: a new game in the works within the DayZ series, although I feel that's unlikely, you just never know, or further and bigger, potentially quicker additions to the current game, which I'm leaning towards. I think 5 updates is huge, and that was something that surprised a lot of the players for 2021. And if they can do the same and potentially bigger updates in 2022, then yeah, honestly, I can really see this game continuing to break its own records that it's already been setting. So yeah, that was sort of the direct future of DayZ. So we're going to move on from that now, and let's have a look at how DayZ could indirectly have an exciting future ahead of it. And to do this, we need to have a quick look at what Bohemia Interactive are doing as a whole. And that starts with the release of the Infusion engine, and this was announced a few months back towards the end of 2021. And like I said, although it's not directly tied to DayZ, this engine will be used for future Bohemia interactive games, and we haven't had a new Arma game for a while, so I would bet some of my money that there's going to be an Arma 4 soon. Now this engine is extremely adaptable and will support modding, and we all know how DayZ was born, right? Yeah, from DayZ, the mod on Arma 2. This is what is said on the website. To complement Infusion's development toolset, we're also building a proprietary modding backend that will help players discover and download mods and creations. We're planning on embedding our own workshop solution directly into our future games across PC and consoles, making it fully multi-platform, but also platform independent. Now, if you didn't know, DayZ is already built on a hybrid version of the Infusion engine, and this is perfect for current DayZ modders because they will be finding similarities when creating mods within the new engine. As a DayZ modder, you'll recognize a few familiar concepts thanks to your knowledge of the Enforce script, but your possibilities will now be expanded. For example, the Workbench toolset will provide some critical abilities that will enable you to go deeper with your mods. Perhaps most importantly, you'll be able to create new worlds and assets significantly faster. So I don't know about you, but this is really exciting. But yeah, why have I spoken about the new engine in regards to DayZ's future? Because this sort of just more leans towards the next Arma game. Well, the Arma games are what spawned DayZ, like I've already spoken about, in a roundabout way anyway. And with the possibility of a new Arma game and what looks to be a truly next-gen engine, I'm confident we'll see an Infusion DayZ one way or another. So this could be a mod or a mode within the next game that is made on this engine. We just don't know, but trust me, there were some interesting mods for Arma 3. If there is an Arma 4 on this engine, I would also put some of my money that there would be a similar type of mod to DayZ that we'd see on that engine or within that game. So yeah, in short, that's a lot happening with DayZ, and in my opinion, a lot to be excited about. And I really haven't talked about how the community is forever keeping this game fresh, and unfortunately, this does sort of tie to PC. That's with its custom maps and mods that you can easily jump into and get lost into one of the most atmospheric survival games there is to date. So yeah, that's a little bit about the future of one of my all-time favorite survival games. Let me know if you enjoy DayZ or what you think lies ahead for the future of this game. Either way, if you enjoyed this video, I really hope I see you in the next one. Take care and bye-bye.